some really useful advice from me. Whenever you're in a pickly situation, anywhere in the world, just pretend you don't speak the language. Like if you get busted on a train for driving without a ticket, excuse me sir, I don't speak English. Life advice.
They say you are what you eat, so I'm steak and rice.
Mukbang episode, steak with rice. Today we've got pork steaks. I'm gonna just fry them off real quick in this incredibly strong industrial induction stove. I love steak and rice because it's like protein and carbs. That's really what I crave when I'm really, really hungry, because you can just stuff it and it's the perfect mix of like meat and carbs, you know? Love it. So, frying pan, hot heat, little olive oil. This is like Jamie Oliver. Any oil will do. I love pork steaks, especially when they're marinated. These are pork neck steaks. These neck steaks have been marinated in a mixture of paprika, celery salt, garlic powder, salt, regular salt and pepper. Absolutely delicious, full of flavor. And if you let them marinate overnight, they become really tender and delicious. Check it out.
Hashtag awesome, hashtag YOLO, hashtag steak, hashtag rice, hashtag swagalicious purplicious.
Olive oil's kind of hot. Take these bad boys. And I just like to season them with a little salt on top. Alrighty. For steak and rice, you're also going to need rice. This is just rice from the rice cooker, and I want to serve it on this large platter. You know, rice is really good if you want 2,000 of something. I prefer something like a fragrant jasmine rice. I'm not really into basmati that much. You can see the fat dancing on the top. See, look at this. Crispy exterior. The last one goes in. Maybe it doesn't have enough oil. I'm gonna slice them with something really special. New knife! This is a Shun Premier Chef's knife. Check it out. Yeah, chef's knife. Chef's knife for the win. Slice it in half first. This is a really sharp knife, by the way. Whenever you buy a knife like this, be really careful not to slice your fingers. Aha! Check it out. Perfectly cooked in the middle. By the way, it's totally fine to eat pork medium rare, or rare. It's not the 1980s anymore. Slice. Slice. One shot. There we go. There we go. First steak like this. I'm gonna put this on the plate prettily. Because you know what? You eat with your eyes. Every time I buy pork, I always try to buy sustainable, ecologically sound pork. Did you know pork eat everything? This knife is so sharp, it's not even funny. If there was a zombie apocalypse, this would be my weapon of choice. Can you see this? Alrighty. We've got a kilo of steak, we've got rice, and some unnecessary garnishes. Let's devour this baby. So I like to add a little more seasoning on top. I love salt, man. So good. I love eating this kind of stuff because the pork is so rich with all the fat and the rice just somehow cuts through the richness. It's really balanced. That's why you get full from such a thing easily. Me oh my. I'm not sure you guys can see how much this actually is. See all these grids of steak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are at least 20 pieces of steak, man. Helicopter. That's a literal helicopter. Holy crap. I was living in Muslim countries the last 2 years and didn't have any pork anywhere. At some point I was missing pork more than my family. Yeah. Tough times. Actually, I was so traumatized by the fact that there was no pork in those places. Every time I go to a restaurant now, I try to eat something with pork just because I didn't have it for so long. It was forbidden to me. Do you know the more forbidden stuff is, the more people want to do it? That was proof of that. Fun fact, pork is the most consumed meat in Germany. Yeah, 3 pieces of just pork. By the way, I have a recipe where you wrap asparagus, green asparagus, in puff pastry with cheese and with ham, and we called it the Sparrow-puff. I thought it was funny. How do you look for Will Smith in the snow? You look for the Fresh Prince. Oh my god. Grab some water. It's impossible to eat this without drinking water. It's just so rich. Pork fat is truly a beautiful thing. It tastes so good and it's so versatile. You can use it in soups, you can fry stuff in it. Lard they call it, yeah. Lard is just so good, you know? Pork fat. If I could, I'd use it as a cologne, you know? I'd just take pork fat, put it all over, and everyone's gonna go, oh man. I know it will mostly be like pretty fat men. But anyway, someone will follow me. For once in my life. Gay! Pork fat cologne. Pick yours up at the supermarket now. Okay, it's time for a life hack. Some really useful advice from me. Whenever you're in a pickly situation, anywhere in the world, just pretend you don't speak the language. Like if you get busted on a train for driving without a ticket, excuse me sir, I don't speak English. Life advice. It actually works. Funny story. I was driving the tube in London and I was trying to get a Stansted airport by tube. But there's no place to scan your ticket in, right? So I couldn't scan out once I arrived at the airport. So what happened is the lady said, okay, you're gonna have to pay a fine. So I went to her and I said, sorry, no speak English. No English, me from China, no speak English. And she got really like confused and she was like, okay, let him go unless, you know, we don't want to discuss and, you know, we'll just let him go to avoid more trouble. Fun fact. can't finish this. But well, tune in to last week's episode over here, or to check out other fun videos of my cooking channel, click over here. They're both fun, and I really hope you watch them. Don't forget to subscribe and never miss an episode. If you miss an episode, you might miss out. Don't miss out in life. Take all the chances you got, man. I'm gonna go back and hang out with my friends. I don't really have friends. I don't even know what I'm saying, dude.